The United Nations, or the UN, is a group of countries that work together to make the world a better and safer place. There are many things that the UN does to help the world. The UN helps countries that are too poor to get food and education for children. Some countries do not have enough medicine. The UN supports them by sending over food and teachers. They also send medicine and workers to poor countries. The UN also helps countries solve political problems. When countries have problems with each other, they go to the UN. The members discuss the problem and find ways to solve it. This can prevent wars. Not all countries are members of the UN. Let's hope that all countries will be members and we can finally have world peace. Venice was an important city for Europe during the 11th century. Venice port was full of merchants who shared information about other countries. It was in Venice that Marco Polo became a merchant. When Marco was 21, he and his father sailed off to China. They were the first Europeans to go to many parts of China. There was much to learn from China because it was the most developed country at that time. They saw many things that Europeans did not know about. Marco was even the first European to see the Great Wall. Marco came back to Venice in 1292 and shared information about China to the European. Many people still remember him as a great merchant. We're going to talk about the black leaders of America. Do you know about any black leaders? I heard of Malcolm X, who led black people in the fight for freedom. There's also Martin Luther King Jr., who believed in peace. Yes, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King are both famous black leaders of America. Who do you think was correct? I think Malcolm was correct to fight. Are you sure about that? I think King was correct to have peaceful protests. He even received the Nobel Peace Prize. I still don't think he achieved as much as Malcolm. Not fighting means giving up. That's not true. Fighting only makes people angrier. Both are great leaders that believed in different things. Because of them, the world is now a better place to live for everyone. Ever since Adam and Eve, men and women have been treated differently. Ever since Adam and Eve, men and women have been treated differently. Men have been in control for many parts of life over women for many years. It was thought long ago that women were weaker and didn't know how to work. Some countries still treat men and women differently. In some Middle Eastern countries, women are not allowed to study or work. It is illegal for them to even drive or play sports. The law also says that women cannot wear certain clothes. Nevertheless, some of these countries are slowly changing the laws to be fair to women. Today, it is illegal in most countries to treat men and women differently. We must realize that men and women are equal and can do the same things. I was absent yesterday. What did your teacher talk about in history class? The gold rush in America. Do you know anything about it? No, I don't. Was it in New York? No, it was in California. Some people were building a wood factory when they saw gold in 1848. Wow, really? Did many people know about the gold after that? Yes, many heard that there was a lot of gold and went to California to become rich. Within 5 years, there were 250,000 people in the gold fields. Did all of them get rich? No, they did not. In fact, a lot of them suffered and died, as they were not prepared for a long journey. You're kidding. That is a sad story. Were there any other large gold rushes? Not in the US. There were a few other large gold rushes in Canada, though. The original Olympics were first held by the Greeks more than 2,500 years ago. It was a very big and popular event, but the Roman kings stopped the games. The first modern Olympics games started again 1,500 years later. They were held in Athens in 1896. The games were to promote peace by using sports. The first few Olympics were not very popular. The Olympics were not well known, so the athletes were not properly trained. Some athletes at the first modern Olympics game were tourists that were passing by the stadium. Just as the games were getting popular, World War I broke out. Because of this, the games were not held. In fact, the modern games did not take place 3 times due to the World War. Although the Olympics were not about money, host countries spent and lost a lot of money. This was why big companies were allowed to advertise in the event. This made the Olympics a much larger event than before.